Look, we went down to 54,000 today, bounced right back up to 57 or 55, I think we're at. I'm not in the least bit worried, guys. So if you're worried, it's because your duration, you miscalculated your duration. You thought you were going to be at 77,000 a day. If you are in this for 4 years, the only thing that you need to think about doing is figuring out how to make some more money. Either sell some assets that aren't going to do what Bitcoin does in the next 3 or 4 years. Look at everything you're consuming and get rid of that. And when you finished all that, dude, just go back to work, make some fiat, and buy some Bitcoin. And if it's at 42,000 the next time you buy some, cool. If it's at 82,000, cool. I'm stacking Bitcoin. I have more Bitcoin this morning than I had last night. The valuation of it seems to be down today. And I'll just remind everybody, it's July the 5th. There's nobody working today. There's nobody in the markets.
Gary Cardone is the CEO of CardOne Ventures and a Bitcoin maximalist. In his recent video, he expresses his optimistic outlook on Bitcoin despite other investors' recent negative market sentiments. Recently, Bitcoin's value dropped to $54,000, followed by a quick rebound to around $55,000. However, Cardone reassures us not to worry, suggesting that any anxiety comes from a miscalculation of investment duration. He advises that those in it for the long haul should focus on generating more income and selling off assets that won't perform as well as Bitcoin. Meanwhile, an article on CoinTelegraph states that traders are still optimistic about the future of Bitcoin after its price bounced 9% from lows. Despite typically less active weekend trading, Bitcoin recovered some lost ground. Analysts such as Rekt Capital noted the tremendous deviation to the downside, but observed positive signs as Bitcoin's daily close remained above the crucial $56,750 support level. Traders like Dan Crypto Trades noted some short positions closing out as Bitcoin approached local highs of $58,500. There were also encouraging signals in Bitcoin's relative strength index readings, including a bullish divergence. With that being said, let's take a look at some clips from Gary Cardone's interview. Please take a moment to show your support by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Thanks and enjoy the video.
Bitcoin went down somewhere between 23 and 30% post-halving within the first 100 days, and then it bounces. Funny enough, even with the Bitcoin price going down, the miners are still just charging away. I mean, iron was up 28% last week, and Bitcoin wasn't like performing like a beast. What are the miners going to do if this thing reverses and does an 88, an 85? Those miners are going to just fly, dude, like pancakes off of a griddle. I mean, I don't. And that's just before the AI, but that's prior to the AI piece of this, because, I mean, if iron can move up in a $50,000-$60,000 environment, 28%, what can they do if Bitcoin was at 78, 80, or 100? I'm going to just end with this, Sam. I just think people, if you're hearing me talk about politics more right now than Bitcoin and it's frustrating you, I'm going to ask you to just be tolerant of me, because like right now, this is very, very important. I need you guys to really think about voting, think about who your neighbors are and bring them to vote in November. Like, just go meet your neighbors, man. Okay. Like, I have this, I'm going to end every show with this. Hey, go do something nice for somebody and don't tell anybody about it. Okay. This is a beautiful life hack. I've been doing this for a long, long time. And the more I say it to you guys, the more I'm doing it just naturally. So somebody showed me this little life hack a long time ago, and I forgot about it for a long time. And anyway, but you know, for me, part of being nice is me getting involved in politics, because I don't like it, don't want to, but we can't be apathetic. Okay, you're just going to have to fight through this for the next 5 months. And sadly, I think once we fight for it and win it, we're going to have to fight to keep it. So I think it's a 4 to 8 year journey that we're on, and closing your ears and doing nothing and hoping that Bitcoin goes up is going to be you're not going to be a part of the solution. So I think Bitcoin can go up. It will go up. And let's use Bitcoin as that kind of gravity connection between all these people to like figure out how our voice can be more important. Our voice has been lost. And it's been lost to a bunch of people who figured out if they say shit enough times over and over and over and over again, even if they're only 0.4% of the entire global population, people will listen to them. We have gone quiet. And that's what happened, dude. We went quiet and somebody else exploited the vacuum. So you're going to have to, like, I'm assuming I'm going to be targeted by somebody and hated and probably prosecuted. This is not going to be free, dude. Like there's no, talk to somebody in Ukraine right now, okay? I'm dating a woman that went to see her parents 4 weeks, dude, for her parents to move from Ukraine to Monaco for dinner. 4 weeks. Okay, so if you think you're free, think again. Okay, because as long as there's people that are being treated this way, you can be treated this way. Okay, for sure. Just with the wrong person. So I love Bitcoin, love the country, love this country. I love this planet, and there are 8 billion people on this planet. There's only 10,000 politicians. Okay, like it's 8 billion to 10. It's a no-brainer, but we have to communicate with each other and talk and be honest and stop arguing over tiny little shit. Let's focus on what we basically agree with, what the core principles of belief are: good, honor, morals, ethics, truth, production, creation, getting paid for creating something and not having it stolen from you. I believe in these things. Either way, this is going to be a great experience. Win or fail, this is, we're living in history, dude. Like 20 years from now, you're going to be like, hey, I was working for this guy. He's dead now, but like, he kept saying, dude, we're living in the middle of history. Can you feel the sand moving? This is really exciting to me, that I can feel the structure under my feet moving, metaphorically. So that, to me, that's very, very exciting, and more important than whether Bitcoin's at 78,000 or 7,000, quite frankly. I don't think that scenario is correct, but we're going to get paid very well for our position in Bitcoin, guys, but you're not going to get paid well and keep it if you don't, do something on the political front also. So I'll end with that.
Gary Cardone discusses the importance of political engagement alongside investment in Bitcoin. For instance, he believes the coming US election would significantly affect cryptocurrencies. That is why he urges people to consider voting and engaging with their neighbors to bring them to vote in November. Community action and involvement would make a great difference. Now, let's get back to what Gary Cardone has to say.
I mean, I think with Bitcoin, it's really easy because I have a price. I know what the supply and demand is. And I also have a understanding that very few people have come into this asset class. So when you start thinking about the game theory, if I'm right and all the wealthy people have consumed everything they possibly can, they're at max consumption. Remember we had peak oil? I know a guy, Major League Arthur, I'll think of his name, but he became the professor on the concept of peak oil, which I don't think we've ever seen peak oil. We'll never see peak oil. Peak oil suggests that there's a price, but at $1,000, there'll be all the oil on the planet show up. So I can't game theory. I can game theory how that would work with an OPEC situation and a cartel. But when I look at Bitcoin, I go, wow, there's 406,000 ultra wealthy families. I'm pretty sure I know how they're going to behave, dude. Okay, somebody that will pay $125,000 for a chartered flight or a Rolex watch There's an infinite number of chartered flights available, right? There's an infinite number of Rolex watches that could be built at a number. Like at $1 million, how many airplanes are going to come throw themselves my way? Everybody and their brother will show up with an airplane in Tampa, dude, at $1 million. Hey, I need to go 3 hours, pay you $1 million. Planes will show up. Okay, so see how they supply and demand gets massively distorted. So it's just pretty simple to me. Like, this is a very simple one. I mean, all the other game theory things are very complicated. You've got oligopolies, you got duopoly, you got a monopoly. These all require very different kind of strategic pathways to the market. And that gives me an advantage, quite frankly, because I know how all these financial houses are going to approach coming into Bitcoin. They're going to try to do it through partnerships and referral deals, and they never work because they want to limp in. It's called limping in. Hey, let's do a partner deal. Let's not really commit. See, Fidelity came into the digital asset space 7 years ago. They came in, dude. They deployed capital. They hired people. They didn't do partnerships with people. And hey, let me give you an announcement. I mean, they were willing to spend money on the space and develop a thesis and build a business around it. That's very different than a First Data popping in or a Bank of America popping in going, hey, we have to do this for defense. We don't really know what we're doing. We're doing it because everybody else is doing it, but it's not a real clear objective. This is why I was talking about chatter and Twitter. Elon has a lot going on, okay? Like, if Spaces is going to be a great environment, it's going to need more than 7 developers. And if a chatter shows up with 1 million users and they absolutely focus on the product that needs to be built for this market, people will move from X in a flash, dude. There's no more sticky. Like, you're not going to get stuck into these programs anymore. People are going to be free to move around. See, that's part of the game theory. I like chatter. Like, I will support chatter showing up because, one, it gives us a redundancy. 2, it creates it creates innovation. This is why America has been so great until it got lazy, competed. This is what the exceptionalism of America was. We loved competing. And we've lost that competition because it's basically become a bunch of clubs that charge way too much for way too little value. Thank you, Wade. Appreciate the super chat, buddy. $5. I can use that to buy some Bitcoin at $55,700.
Using game theory, CardOne predicts that as wealthy individuals reach their consumption limits in other areas, they will turn to Bitcoin, making it a significant asset class with considerable growth potential. He believes that financial institutions will approach Bitcoin cautiously through partnerships and referral deals, which he finds ineffective. He also commends Fidelity for fully committing to the digital asset space by investing capital and hiring people, unlike other institutions that participate defensively. According to CardOne, this full commitment is crucial for successfully integrating Bitcoin into traditional financial markets. Now guys, if you're watching this video, you're interested in crypto. If you want to stay up to date on crypto and Bitcoin, subscribe to my daily 5-minute crypto newsletter. It gives the latest expert predictions, any breaking news, and top on-chain analysis all in a nutshell. Click the first link in the description to join over 60,000 others and become a better crypto investor. Anyway guys, that's all for today's video. I hope it brought you some value. I'll see you all in the next one, and as always, all the best.